What's happening? This is the Tap In Podcast. We are live inside the Tap In studio, man. I got a special guest that's in the building with me, man. All the way from Watts, California, Big Nino Cappuccino, man. How you feeling, man?
Oh, shit, man. First of all, hold on. Thank you for the applause, y'all. Thank you for the applause. I appreciate it. No, man, it's an honor, man, to be here, man, with my brother, my brother, my king, man. Tap In, man. You know, A.K. Dante, man, the CEO himself, man. It's a pleasure, bro. Collaborate bi-coastal, bridging them gaps and showing cats, man. This is what we supposed to be doing, man. Being able to sit down, bi-coastal, and be able to stipulate this dialogue, grown folk style, that is, you know what I mean, and really deliver the messages that need to be delivered out there to the youngins, the old, the senior citizens, just those who's willing to evaporate that educational message, you know what I mean? I mean, something that's inspiring and inspirational. So,
absolutely.
You know, I'm here, man, proudly to say, man, it's a pleasure, bro, you know. Thanks for flying me down here, man. Putting me in a situation, man, so that we can be able to do this and sit down live, because it was easier for us to just do it from a Zoom perspective, but it wouldn't have had that impact, you know.
Yeah.
That impact is better to bump shoulders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two individuals from different walks of life bump shoulders, man. So it's a pleasure, man. Watts is in the building, man.
That's right.
Here,
That's right.
Team Cappuccino.
Yeah. See, yeah, the Zoom shit be I ain't, like you said, it ain't the same energy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to tap in with my folks. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it is, tap in.
That's right. I like to tap in with my folks, man. And so I actually got wind of you doing interviews on Spliff TV on YouTube, and so I was like, yo, the dude is you charismatic as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Real as hell. I was like, yo, I gotta tap in with him, man. I just want you to kind of give the people kind of like the context, your background, because I want to touch on a little bit of everything, because it seemed like you done dibbled and dabbled in a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah, I've been around, man.
Yeah, so I want to kind of tap in, or want you to be able to tell your story. Let's go. I want to start from the beginning, man. When did your folks move to LA? When did they touch down in LA?
Well, just give it.
You can pull the mic to you.
Yeah, giving my roots background from Kansas City to Texas. So I'm rooted from KC to Texas. That's why I'm deep in Texas already, because I'm rooted to Texas.
Okay.
And so, given my background history of that, we were descended from Texas and Kansas City, which is my mother and father. My daddy was a war veteran, you know, in the Army. So he fought in Vietnam, and this is where I get a lot of my lessons from home first. So by the time I hit the streets, I was already prepared, so to say. I was advanced over a lot of my peers during them days, which I'll take us to some of those things. But just being rooted in it, from Kansas City, Missouri, born in Jackson, Kansas City. You know what I mean? Shout out to KC, home front, hometown. Born in Missouri, and then from Missouri, my daddy decided, his first journey, true story, and my uncle told me this story, because I was a kid, I was a baby, but my pops, he was real, I guess this is where I get a lot of this shit from. So my daddy was real venturous, and he'd just do some shit to spare the moment. So this ninja, he done jumped on his motorcycle with his guitar and drove from Kansas City all the way to Little Rock, Arkansas. And so he down here, and this time's the Indians. There was some Indians involved, so he playing his guitar in front of this store, this liquor store, and whatnot, and just that tide of knowing that experience of how my pops used to do this stuff on, just on his own at the spare of the moment as a young kid, and just hearing that story coming from my uncle, and not really going into the depths of it. But anyway, just the moral of the story was, he did things on his own and how he wanted to do it. So he instilled that into his kids. So me learning those things, it rubbed off on me, of course. So I instilled it in my sons. But I coming from Missouri, born and raised in Missouri, the first part of my life as a kid. And then from there, my daddy decided, like I say, all right, my next venture is I'm going to California. But I'm going to California to plant seeds and build my homes and my life and raise my family. So that's where we ended up in Cali. We went through an unfortunate situation where we started out for us coming out of Missouri and coming out of poverty in Kansas City, you know what I mean, and moving to California, which we feel as young kids at that age, 10 and 9, me and my siblings, thinking that oh shit, we moving it on up like the Jeffersons sort of say. So when we get to Cali, my father he came first, and my daddy, he bought this section off of 103rd and Broadway. So between 103rd and 104th and Broadway, it was a lot of available property back then. This was a lot of people was descending to Cali in 69, 70, early 70s. This is way before the gang structure even came about. This is during our Black Panther days, our Black Panther years. You know, our parents being raised, coming out of high schools and colleges, and doing the Black Panther and then the progression days as far as just poverty all over the world. And this is what was pushing during that time, the Black Panthers. You know, so we took that move, we took that leap in 1969 to 70, the early 70s. So when we got here in 70, my daddy, he
And you was 10? You was 10 at that time?
No, I wasn't 10.
Like
I was
8?
You trying to
No.
You trying to dibble for me to get my exact number?
No. I just want to paint the picture that you from Kansas City to LA at 8 years old, whatever, 8, 9, 10.
Right. But
so,
yeah, I was in that age range.
Okay.
10, 11, right? And so we get here, and my dad had bought this, like I said, this corner, and this corner had a duplex on it. So we owned all that whole corner in the duplex. Just so happened it was a lot across the street, a vacant lot. He snatched that and grabbed that too. Later on, to build that into a diesel, like a diesel lot for diesels, to be able to come to do mechanical and fix tires and things of that nature. So my father had a fucking vision. 1 year that somehow we ended up bellying up, and my daddy ended up going bankrupt. So we had already had relatives. My relative Cecil had already moved out here in 68, 69, one of my daddy's cousins. And so they were already in the Nixon. Then I had some cousins in the jungles already. And these are the late 60s and 70s. So I was already rooted to the jungles and the Nixon. So I used to go over there and spend nights and play with the kids in the jungles and Nixon back in those days. So not knowing that my lifestyle, I would end up in either one of these situations, either the jungles or the Nixon. We ended up in the Nixon, which I had other relatives who was in the jungles. So I ended up moving in the Nixon, and at the end of the 70, you know what I mean, the early 70s. So we ended up in the Nixon, the Lions Den, and it was a transformation and a transition of my whole entire life, man, from that point on.
Yeah.
So taking us from that 1970 era and moving into the Nickerson Garden, it took my life to a whole different formation, because that wasn't the plan. The plan wasn't to become OG Bonnie Hunter BJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The plan was I was supposed to be this famous sports fanatic, man. You know, football and baseball. That was my plan, because that's what I did.
And you was good. You was good at it back then?
I was super at it. I was great at it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the plan, you know. But unfortunately, the streets called me for a whole different ball game, man. You know,
Yeah.
and the devil was involved too, of course. You know, but that's where I ended up. So just taking us on down memory lane of that. You know, like I say, transitioning from Kansas City at that time. Then my father go bankrupt, and we end up moving. So his story, not his story, but his playback to us as a family was, because we used to have family meetings. My daddy would call us all in, sit us down, and we young. We sitting there looking at this nigga. He might have a dashiki on, salt and pepper afro. Nigga might have a machete on his side, fofo right here, something. This nigga, he talking to us. And me, I'm mesmerized with this shit, because I love my father, man, to a fullest. And Dr. Minchie speaks 6 different languages fluently. You don't know what it feel like, dude, to go in a restaurant in 1968, 69, 70, 67, and yo, daddy, how to some shit. You be like, but it's fluent.
Yeah.
But you just like, damn, but this my daddy, nigga. This my father.
Yeah.
Beat your daddy ass. Yeah, whoop your daddy ass. It's my daddy.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up, bro. You feel me? So, and just seeing that, man, it was just influence to us as siblings. So, like I said, we sit down and have our family meetings, and we sitting there looking at Dad, and he talking, and then here come my mama with her beautiful self, a queen, Afrocentric, thick, big old hips, beautiful dimples. Is where I get the dimples from. It's a trademark in our family, you know what I mean? All our assemblies. So we had a combination of love, bro. So I grew up really with 2 biological parents that was mine. I know stepmama, stepdaddy, dope fiend daddy, dope fiend parents. So I'm not no crazy nigga on the internet got a story and say, oh, well, I'm crazy because my parents did it to me because they was dope fiend. No, if my parents was alive and I took, which I had already did before their passing, bless their souls, rest in peace, I love them. But if my parents were still here today, I don't even think I could say that I probably would have experienced majority vest of the stuff that I end up experiencing becoming a known bounty hunter. I think my daddy would have evaporated a lot of that shit because he was already fighting against it once he found out, because they didn't know. I'll tell you a story about how they found out, but they didn't even know I became a gang member. They didn't know I was involved and that I graduated from that gang member to becoming a gang banger representing Nickerson Gardens. See, it's a difference.
Yeah, explain that difference.
Okay, I'm from the set. Watts, Nickerson Gardens, bounty hunters. This is what we do. I mean, I'm from the set. Then you got homies, just members. Oh, what's up? Yeah, bounty hunter. But they don't really represent it.
They don't get into the action of, okay.
So when you from the set, you banging. Which means when shit go down in the hood, your name is caught up on along with other soldiers and warriors because they know you niggas is the torpedoes and y'all from the set. We just from the hood. We from the gang. We just gang members. Which means the gang members are a part of this gang and this culture, this area, this community. But the gang bangers represent it all. The gang members, the culture, the gang, the community, they represent it all because they are the protectors. They the niggas who put it in. They the niggas who go put the work in. Like I say, it's your brother that got hit. But your scary ass ain't finna go do put no work in because you ain't cut like that. We can't be mad at you. This the homie. So you know what we do? We go do what you can do. We take your slack. Do you hear what I'm saying? And think how honorable that is when you're thinking about it. I'm about to go do some dirt for you, nigga. When you ain't got the heart to do it, I got this though, because that was my homie. And I fuck with him. Me and the homie Big Ace, we was just talking about this morning, you know what I mean? But that's how it used to be, bro. You feel me? Because it was that honorable. So just going, you know, like I say, going back into those things and just taking us back to, like I say, when I landed into my situation into the Nickerson Gardens, it became just a growing life experience from that point on. So now, Pop's bankrupt. We had his meeting, and in the meeting, he tells us that, you know, we're gonna have to move. You know, I lost money and some things came up, and you know, he just broke certain things down to us. You know, and we kids, and we wasn't crying and tripping because as long as we with you and mom, we don't give a shit. We should sleep in a truck, a car, because we done that. So we didn't give a shit. We end up in a Nixon. Cool. But it's temporarily. We're only gonna live there for a year, two at the most, and I'm buying us another home, get us out of there, Okay, cool, daddy. We end up in a project. So now this 70 from 70, 71, 72, 73 kicking in. So 70, 71, 72, I'm in there, I'm balling, I'm a kid. I'm in every program that's involved in the Nixon, I'm on the teams. I'm team captain, I'm running shit on the teams, I'm smacking for these projects. So I'm already building a name as a kid for my neighborhood from the sports aspect. So that's how I come in. Mm-hmm. So everybody just start knowing me from sports. And my first best friend of it all, it was Hitman, a.k.a. Gregory Jones, cat by the name Gregory Jones, a.k.a. Big Hitman, which is my relative. I ended up naming him Big Hitman because he was a southpaw, straight knockout artist, squabbler. And so that's who kind of really introduced me to a lot as far as my neighborhood when it came down to the introduction of people and kids in my era, because he knew everybody because he was there before me first. So, and it is from there I built, you know, and of course my little brother, he sitting back in the cut watching me all the time. He watching me like we watch my daddy. Now he's watching my daddy and then watching me. Because of course I'm still learning, grooming for my king. So I'm watching my king and then I'm watching the other big homies that cast is in the streets. You know what I mean? This older, this wiser and milder, and I'm watching these dudes. So I just playing sports, playing my game, shut it down.
What made you
Post that. So I'm just you know, doing my thing, playing sports, and just staying focused on sports primarily. But I'm seeing the elder big homies, 20, 18, 19, like the big homies Ray Boyce, rest in peace, the Terry Moses, you know what I mean, the Tony Barkers, the Joe Barkers, you know, the Gary Barker, Gary Barner, you know, the Barner boys, you know, and the list goes on. Babyhead, Bonnie Hunter James, you know what I mean? Cats like this. These was vicious niggas running around in my neighborhood at the time, and first generations, and they was older than me. So I'm seeing this as a kid, but fascinated from it. Cause like in 1 minute, I may see my homies, my big homies come through. These niggas got on the AC Deuces, the brims, you know what I mean, with the feathers, pleated up. I'm talking about to a T, look like they done went to somebody's shop.
Yeah.
That's how clean they dress, but they gangsters, bangers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And seeing this and seeing how the homegirls was dressed just as well, big old afros with they dashikis and they pedal pushers, you feel me? And so seeing this, it was like inspirational to me, like, damn, man, if I get involved, man, if I become a gangster, I'm gonna be like the homies, you know what I mean? So these became my influential mentors. Cats like the homie Bonnie Hunter Preach, rest in peace. We just lost the homie Preach. You know what I mean? It's so many of my homeboys that I take bits and pieces from, and I injected it into my own self-character and made BJ. That's why he became so explosive and he was the way he was, because I just dissected DNA segments out of certain individuals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
They attitudes, the whole nine. You know what I mean?
So did they ever, when you officially got put on the Bounty Hunters, right? Did they approach you, or did you approach them like, yeah, I want to be on?
A little bit of both. It was the hood's approachment was already there based on my influence. I mean, my affiliation with certain cats who were in the streets, but I had a connection with them because I lived two lives. So let me break that down. When I started out, like I say, because I was so into my parents, my family, my siblings, and being close to my family, that I would do anything, the right things, to please them. So everything I did right, I did it to please my family. It wasn't no fun. I had to keep it like that because I don't want my mom and daddy to find out.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be disappointed on me. And because when I caught my first body, attempted body, and caught a body. They gave me a body, and I had attempted body. I had 2 attempts and then an ADW, and they gave me a body. This was 17 years old. My daddy spent money, bank, man, to get me out of this situation because he didn't want me to go down that path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ended up, beating a couple of the cases, and then I ended up pleading out to a case on one of the attempted bodies. Because I actually paralyzed a dude, put him in a wheelchair. I chased a nigga down. Nigga called himself, in a jump on me, rat pack me, right? 3 cats. And so when we in the mix of squabbling, I'm 16 years old. I'm 16, finna turn 17 at the time. We in the mix of getting down. I'm thinking it's me and this nigga finna get out. I'm locking up to lock heads with him. So I jump on the stance to lock head with the nigga. I didn't see the other cat come out the blind. He come out the blind. He fire. But he skipped me, and I kind of whoop out of him, and I catch him, and I go to do this dude, and he catch me. So we blended for a minute with both of them, boom, boom, boom. They take off on me. I said, oh, okay. I break to the house. Got a motherfucking deer spear knife, which is an 8-inch buck on it right here. And it got it's got a deer backing on it. It's all straight deer horn from a deer. Grab my knife, clutched him, go outside. I'm looking around the perimeter, I'm watching, looking, and I spotted the nigga. Take all eyes on him. He took off. I saw him, nigga, you have to run for the rest of your life, nigga, because I'm not stopping running. I'm killing this nigga. And I chased him down, hit him on Compton Avenue, grabbed that nigga and brought him right to me. Clutched him. Hit him in the spine and came up on him, dropped the nigga, and then I kicked him and got on. You know what I mean? So they gave me that attempt on him, you know what I mean? Because I paralyzed him and shit. And so that was my introduction into the system. That's how I got into the system. So it was like, it called me from both angles, from that aspect of it. And then when I lost my king and my queen and my little brother back to back, it's a wrap. I told the devil, give it here. Come on. I'm going to be your most foremost devious warrior. Give me that motherfucking suit. I put the red suit on. I told God, rebellious against the Father. I told Allah, I'm gone. I don't believe in this God, Jesus stuff. Crap, meaning my mama didn't know him. Because if not, she wouldn't be dead. My daddy wouldn't be dead. My brother wouldn't be dead. Fuck all this shit. And I went in, and I became Bounty Hunter motherfucking BJ.
Man. And what age was you?
16, going into 17, man. I was already groomed into the gang aspect from 14, 15. So from 14 to 15, my influential started. Remember I told you I was playing sports, but I was torn in between the decision of going in all the way. So a part of my body was in, so I was a gang member.
Yeah.
Because I was from the hood.
Yeah.
I wasn't a gang banger yet. I was a gang member. Meaning I was a gang member, but I was playing sports. So the hood would root for me as being the guy, the go-to guy of sports, and then niggas start noticing me, oh, he over here hanging out with such and such and them. Oh, he had a fight with such and such and such and such. I heard he whooped such and such ass. Or, oh, man, that nigga told the gun. They say, that little nigga crazy. Da-da-da. So my name floating around. But I'm still not totally in yet where I done put some activity in. And that's when I caught the bodies, the temps and the ADWs and the paralyzing I just said. And I was like, oh, hey, man, yeah, such. Oh, man, that nigga, woo, woo, woo. So now your name floating. Now, so cats in my ear, my age is like, oh, hey, what's up, man? Hey, B, hey, you know, so they start giving me that props. And I'm noticing, okay. But I'm still not cocky about it and tripping on it because I'm still into my sports. But when I lost my father and my brother, not through no gang shit, heaven forbid, because I wouldn't be sitting here telling you this story. I'd be on death row somewhere for multiple bodies. I know this for a fact. Ain't no bust ifs ands about it. If a nigga knocked down my little brother behind this gang shit, this street shit, man, the police would have killed me, not no niggas. Feel me? The police would have killed me because I know what I would have done.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been no play with me. This ain't no laughter matter now. So thank God, I didn't have to go through that. But he had a busted blood vessel in his heart at 17 at basketball practice. Because I was trying to get him away from the gang shit. Because I'm on my way up now for the Hawkins shit. I'm gone. I just didn't plead out. Me and my team, we didn't plead out on our case. So I'm gone for the Hawkins shit. And he's following my footsteps. So when I call home, hey man, Rico running around in the park. He got him a sawed-off shotgun. And your brother doing this. Your brother doing. So now he is mimicking everything I have done. He doing it. And at some points, even kind of a little better. Feel me?
Yeah.
And he had mad squabbles. He was 6'2", already is 15 years old. You know what I mean? And then once he hit 16, he was growing. So, and he was a squabbler, straight squabbler. So it was like, that fucked me up because we didn't get that growth together. We didn't get a chance like other brothers did. We didn't get that chance like other siblings did that I was coming up with. It was just homies that had brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when that separation came in my life, it was the moment of my life. And that's when I had that alter ego talk with the devil, man. And just like Uncle Spliff, how he dressed right now, that's how I dressed every day, flamed up, red flag, red everything. Red. If I caught you with a purple anything in a Nixon, I don't care, male, female, like I was telling a story about I used to see my homegirls with grape sodas in their hand, slap the shit out that goddamn can, give them some money, here, go get you a Coca-Cola or Pepsi or something. Y'all know we don't do that Merple shit around here. That's how bamboozled and brainwashed we was, though. But when I got in. So at this time, it's second generation. So me having influential, we taking our shit to a whole nother level then. Then my big homies did the first generation. They was laid back players, gangsters, hustlers. Feel me? We became the hitters of the era. That's why it became the bloody 80s.
So when you got in, when you was describing how the other gangsters looked with the hats and the perms and they was dressed, when you got in, you didn't do that? You didn't get a flyer. You was
hell yeah, because we got that last of the 70s. So hell, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Man, my shit was way out here to show the perm. I couldn't wait. And it's funny you say that, right? Because Kitty Kid hit us at that era, man. Ace know what I'm talking about. I know a Big Unk know Kitty Kid hit us at that era, man. The Kitty Kid. That's when Soul Glow first came out. That's what took us out our pearl. Goddamn Kitty Kid. You some bitches took our hair all out, shit like that, man. That Kitty Kid was a motherfucker, man. Shit wet. Everybody walking around with a spray bottle. Real true shit, man.
Yeah. So man, at 17, you really jump in full-fledged into bounty hunters. At what age do you go to jail? So what I'm asking is, what's your length of time like out on the streets and really banging?
Oh, well, for me, again, gracefully, because God still had a plan for me and had wings on me because of my parents, even though I was rebelling against him, I didn't do my time like a lot of my homies because, one, I never did miscellaneous crimes. I didn't do bullshit crimes. I didn't fucking rob old people. I didn't go snatch elders' purses. I didn't do, if it wasn't no real money in it, I wasn't fucking with it. So I used to fuck with West Side niggas. My West Side niggas was on a whole nother ball game. Them niggas till tapping is getting that jewelry, hitting jewelry stores. This is how I learned from the Jungles. The Jungles was some vicious motherfuckers, man. Them West Side niggas got money, real money. So I learned a lot of shit from my relatives, Big Casper, OG Casper from the Jungles, Ghost, Cass, rest in peace. You know what I mean? All these niggas was grinders out of my second generation. So we all ran together. So when I used to leave the Nixon, go to the West Side, I'd be in the Jungles. The West Side niggas had the T.I., the sweatsuits, that's who taught us, the East Side dudes, how to really dress as far as the matching everything from shoes, socks, the pants, the shirt to the hat. So I learned diversive from the East and the West. So I had a combination of it. So when I started dressing, I was able to start dressing. I dressed like my big homies, be pleated up. And then some days I'd be looking like my West Side niggas. I had my sweatsuit on, my gear, with a car, you know what I mean? Because I learned that from them, from the West Side cats. So after 17, like I said, 17, once I caught my first bodies and my first attempted bodies in my ADWs is what put me in the system. Now, when I go in the system, I do time breaking up. I don't do it like 10, 20, 30. I never really got caught up like that. Thank God. But I have 2 times I beat 40 years twice and gave it back to him. I gave 40 back to Angola because I got caught up in Kansas City, Kansas for a kidnap ransom. Me and my little homie, Lil Donald, I got caught up for that. I ended up beating the case, get acquitted off it, get him 40 back. I get caught up again for some old bodies they put on me, bought back up, filed on me, and then they filed some current new shit on me, which ended up with an ADW attempt again, which stretched out to about 9 counts in 1997. This is during my death row eras when I was fucking with the road for a minute, and then I'm in the streets heavy, and then I had just became one of the founders of the 1992 Peace Treaty movement. So this how they took me out the way, because they took all 3 of us, me, Snipe, Dwayne Holmes was one of the founders from out of PJs, Dawood Sherrills, A.K. Dada from out of Jordan Downs. He ended up in the Fed, Snipe ended up in the Fed, in the state, and I ended up in the state. So they took all the founders out of the movement, put us in prison. So in 97, they hit me. They came and raided the same police that hit OJ, picked him up, they picked me up. The same Los Angeles Hollywood sheriffs, they picked me up. You know what I mean? And I can go into direct naming of the aspect of the arresting officers, but they raided and picked me up. And I was set up by this Puerto Rican chick I used to fuck with, feel me? And they hit me at her spot, picked me up.
Can you explain what happened?
Well, I had female emotional bullshit first to begin with. Straight up. That's why a lot of these cats need to learn out there, man. A lot of you youngsters out there in TV land, man, need to really learn, man. It's a differential between a bitch and a woman. I don't know if your daddy, if you got one, your stepdaddy, if you got one of them, your brother, your uncle, somebody. If they ain't there, well, Big Cap tell you right now, homies, and the females out there. It's a separation, 2 different life categories between a bitch and a woman, a nigga and a man. And that go for any fucking race and culture, any race and culture. This ain't no black thing, this ain't no black, white, any culture. It's a differential between a bitch and a woman and a nigga and a man. Bitches can't do what women do. And niggas don't do what men do. They can't. It's impossible. Because if they did, we would have dead, big fucking daddies, sperm donors, baby daddies. Wouldn't have that category wouldn't exist. Baby mamas, none of that.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, it takes us into, people not understanding collectively how to separate when it comes to certain categories of things. You follow me?
Yeah. I don't know if you answered my question, but so from 17 to what? Let's say 26?
For its time for man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, well, I've been 4 years here.
Okay.
3 here. 4 here again.
Okay.
2 here, 2.5. It's collectively all together for us being in a system, a dove.
Okay.
A dub. But like I said, by the grace of God and me jumping into I just want to say this real fast, putting that out there. A lot of us cats coming up out the 70s and the 80s, one thing about us coming out of the streets of Los Angeles and our gang culture, what we learned primarily in a system was we learned how to battle the motherfuckers back. That's why see this internet shit, I have people fucked all up because they don't know what plea bargain mean. They don't know what plea now mean. The internet got pleading and snitching. No, that's a motherfucker who committed a crime and they're taking their own responsibility and their own accountability, man, in their own hands. You can fucking do that as a human, jackasses. Snitching is that, yeah, your honor, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the fucking truth. It was Spliff.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Who is Spliff right there? With the polo, all that. Yeah. That's telling, man.
Yeah.
So who was in the car with you? Oh, shit. Ain't nobody in the room but me and you. But shit, man, you know shit, man. Ace was driving. I was just in the back seat. Nigga, you just put Ace in the crime. Ace ain't even in the interrogation room. That's telling, man.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So cats, they had this shit all so fucked up. So a lot of us in our era, the reason why we end up doing a lot of time and time span like that, because dudes pleaded out. They took deals. That's why you got cats laid down for 20 years, 15, 10, because it was best at their best interest. Or not, it was life, 30, 45, ain't no get back, which is being smart. So what we did, a lot of us, we started sitting in them cells, and we flipped the game, and we went and learned the paralegal game. We became pro-pervs. So my second 40 to life where I had all them cases and charges, I became pro-perv with the assistance of 2 attorneys I hired out of Pasadena. One of them I made do all the research. He did all my research and running. Then my other one was my actual attorney to be able to speak the lingo in court. So me and him did the battling. And I got a court. They transferred me from CCB. I'm facing 40 to life. They transferred me from CCB to Van Nuys Court. Now, mind you, these is 2-hitter courts at this time of era. Got major reputation for giving niggas thousands of years. Like myself. Niggas like me, oh, you out of here. Ain't no question. You going to trial? And you know who you, man, they finna book you. Well, that's what they gonna have to do.
Yeah.
And so I went all the way 12 in the box, fighting these big charges, and got acquittal. Except 1 count. My other count, I got a hung jury in it. 8-3. So what they came back with me and told me, asked me time served, because you was already in the county for down there 9 months fighting it. I did the time served, I got out. They gave me 2 years probation, walked that probation off, paid the fine. It was a wrap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was my last actual run-in with the system in 97 as far as going in, doing time, having any hard-shutting cases. But unfortunately, the devil put me in a situation again in 2019, I called assault on the Burbank police.
Yeah. Hold on. I don't want to move too fast past this, because this is always my question, right? Some of the most brilliant dudes, intelligent, smart dudes is all locked in that box. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, why is it that most of the dudes, when they get in jail, they get smart, and when they out on the streets, they just result back to, you know what I'm saying, what they've been doing, instead of taking what you learn while you down in the box, take that and bring that to the streets, and that way your life is in a better place. Why you think it don't transfer out when they get out on the streets?
That's a good question, D. Reason being is a good percentage of them do. You just don't hear about it or see it, but they do.
Okay.
To answer that question. Then a lot of them backslide because it's so easy to backslide when I've been first of all, they took me out of this element to put me in this lifestyle element over here that I had no knowledge of, but now that I do. So when they come over into this system, a lot of cats don't come in the system and take advantage of it. It used to be a time, because the system had money, you can walk out this system as a scholar, asshole. Meaning you got degrees. Fuck a GED. You got a fucking high school diploma. You literally went to high school, took the high school equivalent test, passed. You got a high school diploma. You walked across stage. They got programs in here, but cats didn't take advantage of them. They was too deep into the bang aspect of things. Fuck a education. And they was caught up into some way deeper than beyond it that brought us all the way into the day, which was a control mechanism. It was something to control our mind, our body, our frequency, our smell, our thought system, everything that had to do with all that. I just learned this shit recently in my life, and this shit controlled me as Barney Hunter BJ. So this is how deep this shit goes. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when a lot of them get out, that's just why they backslide, because it's easier for them to return to their natural habitat. I don't know nothing else, and I'm scared to leap forward and take a chance. Then you got the dudes who went and got the education, said shit, got out, put on a suit for the first time of his life, looked in the mirror and said, oh, I do look different. Get a briefcase, and he go forward, because those are the guys who take the chances. And last but not least, answer the question as to why do they go to jail and get smart? Well, it's simple. They came from a broken home. Majority of them, came from broken homes. Drugs, pill popping, drug addict mamas, because we talking about the crack epidemic era. Mm-hmm. So you got crack mixed with gangs. Come on, man. It's like it's a no way out choice here. You got crack epidemic mixed with the gang culture. These are our choices. So now, third choice, last but not least, which is the most foremost choice over both of them fuckers, is to go to school and become educated, because this here is the most power you need in life. It's powerful than any gun, any boring arrow, any weapon, is this. Because there's so many cats that got this, they sit back and push buttons and kill Bill like the niggas in the streets that pull triggers and don't even realize it. That's power. Mm-hmm. We going through that shit right now globally. If you don't believe it, it's simple. Yeah. You know, when people want to talk about, oh, the government, this and they be, he don't come down and stand in your front yard and shoot you with a gun.
Right.
It's here.
Yeah.
And then you do it for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, we can go on with in that aspect with that. So, but that's what really makes a lot of cats go to jail and gravitate to becoming educating themselves, and then the influence from other big homies, and then like OG homies is probably, clicked into the family aspect, the organization, which is a family in there. And so, dudes are influential than the Muslims. So, at some point somebody may get in your ear and then you start reading, or you got a celly. How you gonna read your mail when they get tired of reading your mail for you? Tell you, homie, come on, man, let me teach you how to read your mail. That shit didn't happen numerous of times for cats. Didn't know how to read mail, and nigga ended up, because I used to do it. I used to write dudes letters, of course, render my service, I write your letter, feel me? But I ain't doing it for free, because I used to write letters for niggas. And then it's like, but homie, how you think your chick gonna feel when she read this letter? She talking to me, nigga. Right. I'm talking that suave shit to her. Nigga, she know I'm and that nasty shit. She gonna look, hold on, he ain't no freak like this. She talking to me. And believe it or not, I done busted a lot of heifers in prison, took niggas bitches like that. They done backdoored the nigga and find out the truth, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I said, I try to tell you, they know it ain't your lingo on your tongue. You can't even spell them words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is why a lot of them educate themselves. And then another reason, like I say, why we jumped into the law aspect of learning, self-learning yourself was the laws, the technicalities, what the word terms mean, penal codes. Like, okay, I come hit you, I got this lick. Shit, all right, what it do? I run it down to you, you like, cool, but now you sharp enough, and I'm sharp enough because we've been in these streets all our life, and you go, shit, okay, so in your mind, you already rotating, just like me. Okay, that's a penal code, such, oh shit, all right, we get caught up in. You think about that because it's consequences behind every action. So if you not man enough to understand that, you really don't got no business in these streets and fucking around, youngsters, because there's consequences behind every action. And if you think your subconscious mind doesn't tune into that, you're a fucking fool. You're a fucking fool, and I'm explaining why. You know how when You get ready to go do some bad, and then some shit kind of tell you, nah, man. And then you end up telling your boy, man, hey, homie, I'm a pass. That's 7 senses. The brain is broken into 14 senses. You got 7 negative, 7 positive, bro. One overrules the other. They can't empower together. Only one overrules the other. This is why you have good, you have bad. One of the falling categories that falls under the 7 senses is anger. Feel me?
Yeah.
Jealousy, envy. These are all senses. Then you got the 6 positive. Happy. Feel me? Smiling, jittery, energetic. So these things, one over-empowers, can't empower at the same time. So when that sense kicks in, this is what tell you to stand down. You going about your business. And that's the sense where we say, God did something. You damn right it was the spirit, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
So when we decided to go into these setups as far as jail, a lot of us start learning the system. Oh, so okay, this crime hold 10 years. Plead it out. I can go knock down 10, and half of that is gonna be 5. We didn't jutted this shit down like a science. So that's why dudes was able to go in the system, out the system, because we detected this shit like science.
Okay.
And then a lot of cats pleaded out because of the circumstances.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense, man. So, at what point did you what point you start messing with Suge and Death Row and getting involved in that?
My introduction to Simon came about.
Why you call him Simon?
That's his name. That's his nickname. That's his moniker.
Simon?
A.K. Simon. It's Simon Said. That's what they used to call it. Team Death Row called it. That was the name he was giving to himself. Yeah, because all the niggas did what he said. Simon said. If Simon said, nigga, Simon say do. Simon said. Simon. You feel me?
Okay.
And it fit the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, my introduction to him wasn't a nice introduction. I didn't come in the game with Simon as a partner, a buddy at first, or one of the homies. You know what I'm saying? Again, like I said, I'm from Watts, and that whole clan was built on the structure of the east side of Compton, which was Pirus. Originally, Ludus Park Pirus, because that's the umbrella, that's the foundation. Anytime I speak Piru, nothing will never come out of my mouth without speaking on the foundation and the real true umbrella of that shit, because a lot of these youngsters out here, they got this shit misconstrued, and they got Piru misconstrued, period. Piru, that hat you got on, right? That's their color. That's standard as they color today. But in our day, we wore
this
that.
Right here?
Yeah, that burgundy hat, that
okay.
P. In our days, we wore burgundy. That was our color as just bloods, period. We wore burgundy, gray, you know what I mean? Gray, prima like yellow gold, like we wore those colors. So it wasn't no separation when it came to the Piru aspect, even though the Pirus is one of the original blood gangs, the founders and originals blood gangs in our city. You know what I'm saying? And so that's now today, because of the transitions and the wars that the younger generation have, it became a separation from the bloods. So that's why you hear a lot of niggas talking about, oh, Pirus ain't bloods. Yes, the fuck they are. I'm here to tell you niggas this across the globe, you niggas. Ain't no separation. You niggas ain't no talking about we ain't bloods. Yes, you is, niggas. Feel me? You are bloods. If you gonna claim this Damu shit, nigga, you talking about the fucking P, you a blood, nigga. Feel me saying? So, and that's because the separation. The dynamics, again, the controlling mechanism that I was telling you earlier. This is why I was gonna introduce you to the big homie Ace, man. You know what I'm saying? Me about some real strong, powerful shit when we get through with this, man. Give you a little win, some shit.
Yeah.
So, and they don't understand what's being controlled and how they're being controlled. They just think it's a new hood thing. No, this ain't no new hood shit. This is all pre-designed, man, to tear our fucking ass down like everything else, man. And we don't even realize it. Then why are we out here still even talking about some gangs and gang banging? Bloods on blood murder. Now they got to bloods murdering bloods and hate bloods. We always knew in the beginning Crips hate certain Crip sets, but it wasn't the whole Los Angeles that Crips didn't hate Crips. It was a lot of Crips got along together in the 70s and 80s. They was allies. It was only certain Crip sets. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't no 80% like today. Back then it was basically probably 10%. And there was only 2 really main big rival gangs, and they was 2 of the main big Crip gangs in our hood, in our
60s
region.
and 8 trays, right?
60s and 8 trays, man, or between the Hoovers and then East Coast. Like East Coast is the Hoovers, 8 trays, 60s. You know what I mean? When you talking about big vicious sets that had a reputation, sets that was volatile in them days. Them was the gangs right there, man. You know what I mean? The Harlems, you know what I mean? West Side, and then other shit trickled down behind them over the years. But when we talk about in the beginning, these was the sets, bruh. And then we come from Bloods on the other side. That's us, Bonnie Hunters, Anthony Parks, of course the Black Stones, the Jungles, the 20s, Six Deuce Brims, Harbor Park Boys. I mean, the list goes on. It was niggas. East Side Ludus Parks, LPP, Fruitown, Paru. Before there was the mob, all that fell under Ludus Park. When everybody go to jail, just to show y'all again, youngsters out there, another squeeze of education. When you go to jail and you're Paru, right? You say, well, I'm Lane Street Paru, or I'm Elm Street Paru, or I'm 4-line Bonnie Hunter, or I'm Deuce Line, Ace Line. Soon your ass go to fucking jail, nigga. I'm Bonnie Hunter. I'm Paru. Ain't no, you break that shit, it's down to one element. Because that's what it is. So you see how the separation then came about in society? So this shit is all watered down. It's all fucked up. So why are we in 2021 going into 2022, we still even on this goddamn level of gangbanger? Fuck some gangbanger. Fuck that shit. What about the resolutions? The resolvements of the shit? You young niggas trying to mimic what we already done 50, 60 years ago, man. We done it already. It's gone. It's done. You're never going to do it like we did it. This is why it's worrisome, because you're trying to compare. There is no comparison, man. People died then. That shit ain't glorified. They ain't glorifying that shit. You feel me?
Yeah. So you were saying that Death Row was structured by the Pyrus, the Compton Bloods, right?
Right. So taking myself into that element and answering your question of what brought me in is, like I say, one of the homies, one of the cats at the time from the mob got the present opportunity to be placed in position when it came down to the security aspect of putting security over him and hovering security over Simon, a.k.a. Suge. Mm-hmm. So Suge now, for the first time of his life, he's always known because he lived in that area in mob. He grew up there. It ain't no secret. It ain't like he come from San Fernando Valley somewhere and he never lived in the mob, actually. The nigga really lived in the mob, but he wasn't, again, gangbanger or even a gang member. You just Suge living in the hood, and everybody, we know you, so he lived in the hood.
I want to ask you something about that, because I just sit back and just watch everything, right? And so I've been looking at a bunch of different parallels between Suge and 6ix9ine, right? Suge ain't a gangbanger, ain't a gang member, right? 6ix9ine wasn't a gang member or gang banger, right? But he started popping in the music industry, and then he brought gangbangers around him, right? Go.
To cut you off real fast, reiterate on that. See, that's misconstrued information.
Okay.
69 didn't bring gangbangers into the music. The gangbangers brought his pussy ass into the music. He was already into the music. It all coincide together. That's why I made a documentary film called Hip Hop versus Gangs. Which is the most influential? Who has the most powerful? Now today, both of them coincide. But go ahead.
So explain that, because to I guess for the outside looking in, it looked like 6ix9ine was already doing music, but his shit wasn't popping.
My point.
And
see,
then
it coincide.
Yeah.
I'm the artist. I'm no fucking body. I'm a Mexican. Ain't nobody. Who's gonna believe me? I'm a Mexican and I rapping. Oh shit. The Bloods attach me to them. I get clout. I become a Blood. I'm Blood. I'm untouchable. Character built. Bloods, money. We got a bag. You feel me? You see the coincide?
Yeah.
So it coincides. So this is why you got all these fucking weirdos. He ain't the only weirdo. It's a bunch of these weirdos out here coincide with niggas. That's why they coincide. And the real ain't the real no more.
Yeah. And so I always hear people always on the internet saying that if it was back in their time or when they was doing it, that they would have took the bag from the person who was the lead person. I'm like, hold up. When Suge was doing it, when he was the music industry, he brought Bloods around him. Nobody wasn't saying nothing about, they would have took the bag from Suge, or what they would have did to Suge. I'm like,
because that's not a comparison.
How so? Why not? Because everybody saying right now, if it was them, they wouldn't have let 6ix9ine dictate no gangbangs, no street shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Again, man, this is the internet digital data systems opinions. They're entitled to it. Nigga, you can sit in your mama house all day and be the richest nigga. Who know? Mm-hmm. You on the computer on the internet. Don't nobody know you broke as a motherfucker but you. And everybody else around you know you broke, but we don't know this. So you can speak that way. Feel me? And that's what we be having. That's if you wouldn't have did shit. It's like that's why I tell them, I say, nigga, listen, first of all, I'm one of the individuals come on this internet for real, homie, out of the Nickerson Gardens, my nigga, that really smashed on this nigga and did what we did, and I end up building a bond with him, a relationship. From my smashing, I should end up growing into a business relationship as business partners. So I went on to make more money, make over $1 million to $2 fucking with the nigga, because I was that smart. Other niggas couldn't do that, so they became robots. They became the puppets, the pivots, the pawns on his chessboard. Nigga, I already had my own chessboard when I came into it. So let me move it along how this developed. Again, like I say, one particular individual got placed in position and he got the opportunity to secure the nigga. So with security, what better way to secure him? I'm bringing my homies in. Feel me? And he bring other niggas in. So he go get at the homies from Paru, bring them in. Once he bring them in, now Simon got an umbrella behind him that he didn't have ever in his life. Now we walking down the street somewhere, and you got cats with like double OG right here, and other double OGs is real massive niggas with real names walking down the street with you. You like parting the Red Sea like Jesus did, and niggas is moving out the way. Oh, should, but they really going, oh shit, the Parus, oh bunch, yeah, oh Big Ace, oh such, oh. They move, so he pardoned shit. Then not to mention you got niggas from the west side, from the jungles like Stone, the General, you know, other homies from the J's is double OGs out of second generation like us. So he built I'm talking about a forceful bond behind him, right? It was unstoppable in some senses. Now, with him doing that, where the breakdown came in was the homie that he put in position to do everything. Nobody was smart enough and attentive enough to say, hold on, first of all, if we gonna be fucking with this nigga on this level, dog need to be involved off top, which is China Dog.
Okay.
You can't speak Paru without even talking about China Dog, nigga. That's like speaking West Side Paru. You can't speak West Side Paru talking about King Babalu or fucking Big Puddin' Tang, man, or Terry Carter, Chin, Big, you know what I'm saying, Chip. You can't speak these without these dudes' names. You know what I'm saying? So now you take that and you mix this formula. You had these guys together, but nobody's smart enough to tell this nigga, hold on, homie, you fucking up. So that's taking us back to the 69 theory, right? Mm-hmm. He's in a sense now no different than his position than he is, because both of them are. He became a major mogul in the business, and he became a major artist, known artist, right? Mm-hmm. But you're buck ass wild, and nobody is in your ear to tell you, hey, fat boy, hold on, nigga. If you go to jail, I don't get no more checks. I don't eat, I can't feed my family. And I'm gonna tell you it's prime truth, because when he started going to jail, nigga, he would make niggas turn they. And this had to be the sorriest shit in the world. Nigga, ain't no nigga gonna tell me, turn my car in, bring your car back to the office, or bring it up to the lot, nigga, until I get out. Nigga, fuck you. Fuck you talking about. So my introduction to him in the game, man, came about. I got summoned to a meeting, and in that meeting, you know, I was told, do I know this nigga? I said, no, I heard of him, but as far as the street-wise, nah, that nigga he ain't in the streets like that. As far as I know for a fact he ain't in the streets, nigga, because I would know of him. Or I've been fucked with him already, because I fucks with first and second and third generation, which is the last of the Parus. And I don't know that nigga like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you was calling me and you was asking me about such and such, oh yeah, that's the homie. And I know he asked him, I know he with the shit. Yeah, I can vouch. No, I don't know that. So in the meeting, it raised my eye. It say, man, hey nigga, we don't tap it in, man. If you ain't tuned in and tapped in, man, push that like, share button, man. Uncle over there sleep, little motherfucker on us, man. He nodded out, tired as a bitch, man. So yeah, man, push that like share button, man. Tap in, man. Go tell a friend we on tap in, man. So yeah, man. I was summoned to the meeting, and in the meeting, my attention was brought to me about, do I know him? Like I say, no, I don't know him personally. I know of him, and at this time, during this time, this was the era after Mixmaster Spade and the World Class Record Crew, all them. I had an experience vibe with them in the early late '80s, right? So I'm really not in the music scene. I'm on my guerrilla type shit. I'm on my gangster story type shit, right? So I ain't tripping on no music shit. Me and my niggas, I'm showing niggas how to really go get as they call them, the bags. We going to get it early. All that shit y'all doing early, I've been done it. The jury, the cars, all that shit, right? So, man, I said, all right, well, shit. We put the squeeze down, because how it's gonna be. We get at him. So basically, me and my partner, one of my homies, rest in peace, man. My dearest good friend, childhood friend, and the homie, straight gang member, gang banger, general in the gang, AK Rat Dog, rest in peace. We ended up putting the plan together, man, and me and the homie, sent me, and then the little homie, which is little relative, AK Top Dog, TDE, CEO TDE.
Top Dog?
Yeah, man.
Really?
It's my family.
Oh shit! Okay.
Him and my little brother was the best of friends, man.
Yeah.
Top done ate off my mama plates, slept in my mama house, all that, man. His grand big hit man. We all family. That's Hitman cousin as well. That's his blood cousin. So it's all tied in. We family.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we squeezed a nigga, took a $500,000 from the nigga, man. But my $500,000 wasn't took based on we just got the money and that was it. We ran and we ended up getting a $500,000, get a production deal together, put a production deal together where I ended up signing my first rap group, my first R&B group in the game. My first group period in the game was an R&B group called Swang. And then we were signed to Death Row. So this is how I went on to conduct business with him, like I was saying, because now my group was actually signed to him. And if had not my team and other little discrepancies had took place for us, sidebar, is what kind of like pulled us away on finishing that mission of getting Swang all the way on with Death Row. We done knocked Jodie's ass out the water. That's how vicious my group was. We done blew their ass out the water, man. I don't take nothing from Casey and them, but I had some real prominent, talented young dudes up off of Jefferson, man, off the west side, man, that I had went and recruited. You know what I mean? And so that was our way in the door. So that's how we got the $500,000 through our production deal. And so from there, like I say, he came to my neighborhood. We're backing up. Like I say, summers from the meeting. Now I'm on a mission. Okay, now I need to meet this nigga. He need to know who the fuck I am. And that was the mission. So when we ran into each other, it wasn't good when I ran into him, because now, of course, lights, camera, action is on. And so nigga put the move down, and we ended up with our deal, and the rest was history. So in the process of that, he grew on. From the beginning, he was real inferior to me and Rat Dog from the very beginning, but dynamically me, because my threat was different. He was like, man, this nigga is smart. He not just only a beast, but he's smart with his shit. Mm-hmm. And he knew I could combine to what he was doing as well, because that's what the fuck he was doing to my homies. You ain't really no beast, nigga. You humble as a motherfucker, but you sharp. You Jew boy sharp, nigga. And that's what I learned from. So me, unlike a lot of the homies, when I became his partner, I studied the nigga like I do anything else. I studied Simon to a fucking T, because nigga, if you try to kill me or you coming after me, I'm gonna know it's coming. And I swear on my life, boy, if I don't get to you first. So I studied this nigga. I took nothing for granted from him. I didn't say, oh yeah, I got a $500,000 and fuck that nigga. Yeah, no, I took nothing granted. I took everything. I went to shit for granted because I studied him, my nigga. And in the end, he knew he couldn't do shit but bow down and respect me, because he say, I couldn't never buy this nigga off like I did everybody else. All the rest of these niggas, they became vulnerable to me because they was easy to manipulate. You ain't never had a goddamn Ferrari or sit in a Ferrari. All you gotta do is put you in a Ferrari, put a fucking piece of ass in front of you. You gonna go crazy. He couldn't do me like that, because I could do that shit for myself.
Yeah.
So he seen that. And again, like I was telling, certain cats are compatible together in these streets because they had the same wish, they had the same likes, the same visionary, same everything, so they become compatible. And that's how we were. So we end up growing into each other. And we ended up being in a bond of 20-something years, man, of getting down and fucking with each other until he went to prison.
Yeah. And I seen on online that y'all was doing some kind of reality show too.
Would have been the biggest, I'm talking about the biggest, heaviest fucking, where nothing would have touched that show, bro. And we have a full, if I'm not mistaken, 2 seasons. I know we have a full season in the can because I did all the first production and producing on the first shows. I did it.
So you got all the footage?
Unfortunately, I didn't do the mastering as far as directing. That was
okay.
the director, David. I was just one of the, and Simon called me. And that's how I got involved. Man, I need you in on this, man. What, nigga? I finna do my new reality show called Unfinished Business, Black Ball Records. I'm starting this new company called Black Ball Records. Man, I want to bring you in as the manager of the company, running the whole company. So that's why I became the manager of the company. You know what I mean? Nigga put me on a cap salary, you know what I'm saying, $250,000 salary, the whole nine, paid me good. I was the star of the show, one of the lead producers, so all the footage you seen down in the neighborhoods, besides the last of Compton, when he was with his daughter from Michelet and them, that was in Compton. But everything else in L.A., South Central, I took the crews down. I took them because Simon wasn't welcome at the time. You know, L.A. wasn't fucking with him like that. So a lot of these hoods, Crips, Cuz, everything. Because, oh, Big Cap, what's up, Cap? And man, sure can't come down here, though, Cuz, blood. Fuck that nigga, Cuz, blood. You know what I'm saying? So nigga was like on his head. So I took all the crews down there and everything. You know what I mean? Rogers Park, NHP Hood, Inglewood Family Hood, I did all that shit, man. And I know all the little homies, Squeak Grew, all the little homies down there, you know what I'm saying? Me, Rod Dog on them. I took him down there. Feel me?
Yeah.
And so, but we had, that show would have been very, very decent, man, and powerful. And unfortunately, what had happened was, on that show, is we got put on the back burner because Simon ended up getting into it with Fox, with the executives at Fox, and they shut the shit down on us, took the last of the production budgets from us and shut everything down as far as the going forward, because we already had a whole network deal set up, everything, to move forward with the show, to release it, because it was released under Fox. They exempt their deal on Simon. He ended up getting into it with his ex. So they just shut everything down. For us, the masters of everything, the masters of transition, of course, Fox got them. And then David has him for as the director. So that was the only 2 people who had access to him. So my role now in the last 5-6 years, I've been on a journey trying to obtain and get the rights to those masters somehow, or set a situation up where I can get that release done. You know what I mean? Because the people that, if that show was to air today, it would become one of the most powerful reality shows still right now today, because of everything that was done, all the footage, the footwork, the groundwork we put in, the whole entire cast, the shit. A lot of the stuff, we only went in certain production mornings where I would sit down with the other producers and writers, and they would ask me, well, what do you think, Nino, on this and this? And then I would consult with them, and we would kind of, critique certain little scripted shit, and all the rest. I said, he want everything authentic. This is what he told me. When he asked me his request to sit in here and do this, he said he wanted authentic, and I know how to give authentic. So this is how it's gonna be. Let people be them, and let's move on it. Keep the joy, keep them cameras rolling. I'm telling camera, keep them fucking cameras rolling, and that's how we did it.
Yeah.
So the fight scenes, all that, and when that shit scripted, it was between me and him manipulated. See, if you notice, it was broken into 2 teams. I had all the males, so he had the females.
Online, it's only like clips, so you don't get to see the.
And remember, when I said, motherfucker, I ain't the one told you, motherfucker, you did.
Yeah.
I'm manipulating that fight, me and Simon, because I'm telling my boy, fuck that rushing, fuck Simon, fuck Suge, rushing. And that's how they end up fighting. And he back that laugh with the cigar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was teams. What it was you're an AR, you're a producer, you're a manager, whatever your field was when you came in and got cast. Now you got to go into these hard neighborhoods and recruit this talent. That's why you seen the kid jump out, the little fat cat off of American Idol with the glasses on. Say, hey, I'm such and such. He in the Nickerson Garden. That's why I took him to my hood. And that's my little homeboy, little Nunu. Kill Squad. That's my little homeboy that's getting that. That's all authentic shit. I put all that together. All that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it would have been a powerful piece, man. So moving along, that became my introduction to Simon. How I got in the game. I ended up squeezing for $500,000. Got on. Got a group signed to Death Row. At that time, that's when my little homies OFTB and them was signed over there. Little Relatives, Little Wild and them, Big Wild, Young Little Stretch, and all them was signed as well. So that was a great experience during that time. Then I moved on in the film, put myself in the film school, and I just took off in a whole different level, man, different lane, man, from that aspect.
Yeah. You planning on doing any other like films and TV and all this?
Listen, man, because of my babies, 2004, a film ended up. I did a movie in 2004, and the film was released 2004, 2006, and it became one of the most biggest gross DVDs on the airway from HBO, BET, you know what I mean, all the major networks at that time, which was a film called Young Caesar. Code Black owned the film now. They end up owning the film. But this is original film, and I've never told this story on the air. It's a story that I'm going to tell on my podcast show, but I'm going to give a piece to my boy Tap In, man, Dante, man. But I saved the day of Scarface one time, man.
You did what?
I used to fuck with Face. I had Face for like 7 years. We was business partners as well for like 7 or 8 years.
From the Ghetto Boys?
Yeah, Face, Scarface,
Yeah.
Brad Joy. That's my nigga. Shout out to Face, man.
Okay.
For sure. Southwest Houston, Texas, man. My
Yeah.
nigga. Feel me? So Face came to LA to produce a film, executive produce a film with his homeboy writer by the name of Homer the Third. Shout out to Homer, man. Homer the Third, who wrote our original movie. And these cats didn't get their credit, so this is why I'm telling you this, man. So Face, the movie was originally Faces. But somehow Face let these niggas end up jacking him, and they end up with the movie because they did some swindling shit behind his back and backdoor through Def Jam, because Def Jam put up the budget for the money, because, you know, Face was connected and signed to Def Jam at the time. This is when Ludacris deal was going on. So I co-starred in this film. I ended up becoming the music supervisor on the film, me and Chino XL, because I put Chino in, became the music supervisor of the film, did 65 to 70% of the music on the film, from music score to my music in the film. And the film went on and grossed and did well, bro. But none of us won off the motherfucking film because these assholes sold the film to Code Black and sold it just flat out for a buyout. Code Black, this when he was packaging his stuff, and he had the big distribution deal, so of course he got another great piece of content, and it went. Like, you can't be mad at Jeff Clanagan.
Yeah.
Jeff was just handling his business. Jeff don't know nothing about all the odds and ends, what went on originally of the film. Of course, I'm sure they didn't fill him in with the details. Right. Jeff Clanagan is just doing what a real businessman would do. I would do the same shit. I'm coming to buy content. You say it's for sale? Here go. My offers are $25,000 a movie. That's what I offer anybody. I don't even give a fuck if you got Lawrence Fishburne in this motherfucker. 25 is gold. And that's what he was giving. I couldn't believe that shit. And that blew my head back. Wait a minute. You sold this motherfucker. We went from $876,000, just a little bitty shy of $1 million budget film, to Jeff Clanagan for $25,000. Michael Newday, Jeff Bird, I can boot you motherfuckers in y'all ass, man. So Scarface called me and tell me, yeah, man, he got the. So that's when I went to work. I'm going to get the masters. I got the masters right now today, but they gave me a dummy masters, a backup masters. They sold the film.
Damn.
So we end up losing out on the film. So all the actors on there, like from Shine Blakemore to Dominique Daniels, myself, Chino XL, effing Crockett, which is his big brother was the director. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we lost out on royalties or back pay royalties of the film grossing because nobody was connected to the film like that because they sold the film on a buyout.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the name of the movie? Do you remember?
Young Caesar.
Young Caesar?
Young Caesar, bro. Young Caesar. Yes.
Yeah, we'll look that up, man.
Yes, Young Caesar, man.
Young
It was
Caesar.
a good, strong film, you know what I mean, powerful film. And so that really set me over the top as far as the dynamics of my film career. You know, I had just did Billboard with Dr. Dre for like 6 consecutive weeks. Me and Pac just got signed on to Death Row Films. So me and Tupac was finna be the first actors at Death Row Films. So Dre was in the mix putting a big script together, a big film together based on that, some gangster shit. So I was excited, bro. You know, things was happening. Then all of a sudden the Dre shit happened. Dre left Death Row, you know what I mean? So shit just fumbled. And then during this time, I ended up with twins. My twins was born. And a couple years later, I became a full-fledged, full-time single father. And when I mean single with 2 babies, with twins I had to raise by myself and stay in school, pursue my careers, pursue my dreams, my visions, everything with 2 kids. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
So it took me out of my film equation for 10 years because I had now become a stay-home father because film had me all over the place. Like, my phone rang, tell me, hey, Nino, they want you such a, I'm gone. I only got a pack a bag. I leave, I buy some clothes out there. Fuck it, I'm gone. Because I love this shit. It's a passion. Yeah. So I'm with wherever I got to be. And music was secondary to me. It's the same thing. It was the same way. So knowing that I could stay home and still do my music, this is when I started building my label 13 years ago, me and Lil Bro Bun B. Bun B became my business partner / Lil Bro. Again, say today on him as well. You know what I'm saying? Me. It's how I came in the game of him, you know what I mean? I saved the situation, you feel me? A robbery that was finna go down. It wasn't so much that he was targeted in the robbery, but Snoop Dogg and Mike Jones was.
What happened?
Oh, you know, that's L.A. dude, man, being L.A. niggas, wicked, them young niggas, Crips and Bloods over there in the west side, them B&Gs, them niggas was finna go in there and cave them niggas in when Mike Jones had that hot song out called Mike Jones.
Yeah.
Huh? Who? Mike Jones. I'm in the video, all that. So, yeah, man, I had to say today, man, Chino called me, man, hysterical, crazy mother. Cap, you got to get here, son. Where you at, son? Son, I'm on my way to a fucking audition, man. Oh, Cap, man, they everywhere, man. Oh, goddamn, man. So, send me the info, man. Give me a minute. I'll call you right back. Call in, man. Tell him, can I delay for a couple of hours because I just called it flat. I basically lied to the damn people for my audition. I didn't get the job, though, so it's cool. I can say it now, but if I would have got that job, you wouldn't even hear this story. But anyway, so, and I didn't get the job because I ended up not going. I want to say today. Feel me? And so, yeah, when I got there, man, I pushed up in there, man. Sure shit, nigga. They was coming in on the church because they had the church set up for productions and everything. So, man, them young niggas was coming in on them, and I pulled in and shut everything down. You know what I mean? It wasn't so much that I came in and shut it down like I was Superman. I mean, even though I was on that level, I came in like that, but still, I already knew the players. I knew exactly what to do. I went to work. I did what they couldn't do. I pulled in the young shot callers. That's the little homie, Bird, what's up, nigga? What's up? Cap, oh. See the homie over, little young crip for 5 deuces. Pull them in. Look, this is what we gonna do, homie. Get 5 of your guys, get 5 of y'all, Bird. Stay right here. I went straight in there. Who the petty cash holder, and who's the producer? Who's the director? This how I built a relationship with Dr. Teef. Shout out to Teef, man. I'm right here in your home front, man. Houston, Texas. Dr. Teef, man, the director, producer. One of my partners, too, as well, man. So, as soon as Teef walked up, Teef said, give him whatever he need. Whatever he say, give it to him. I said, I need the petty cash holder and the producer. Sidebar them. I said, look, man, we're going to hire a few of these cats, man. This is what the problem was. Who got clearance when y'all came down here?
Where was they at? Where was they?
They in Blood and Crip hood. So I said, look, man. Snoop Dogg is an artist and a brand. Snoop don't run the street. Snoop can't control these neighborhoods when Snoop come around. So if that's what y'all thought, bro, y'all got the wrong discretion. Y'all got Snoop on the song as a feature, but Snoop got problems here at home in the streets of Los Angeles with niggas. And LA is a whole different ball game, man. I ain't give a fuck about all that shit. You gotta really be one of them niggas for a nigga to even get a pass for niggas say, all right, niggas be cool on a nigga, or niggas don't want to deal with the consequences. And then you got some niggas don't give a fuck. They just deal with the consequences knowing it's gonna be heat over there. But we want the heat. Because that's LA. You feel what I'm saying? And I was one of them kind of situations. Nigga didn't give a fuck because it was Snoop Dogg. Well, that's what made it even better. Oh, we getting that nigga too then. Bun, okay, he just finna be a victim. He just some old country nigga from the South happened to be here. Fuck him too, we getting him too. But it wasn't really about it. It was the Mike Jones and Snoop. It just happened Bun was on the song too as a feature. You know what I mean? So once I got there, Chino introduced us to him and his wife, his bodyguard, Big Truck Buck, shout out to Truck Buck, the manager, Bone, you know what I mean, Bonafide. I shook hands with all of them, and immediately I told them right there, nigga, don't worry about nothing. I got y'all, homie. I got this. We good. And from here on, when you come to the West Coast, nigga, you good. And rest was history. So we got a 13-year and counting relationship built. We've done business for 13 years. We built our label together, 2 Trill West T, 2 Trill West Records, Trill Gladiator Entertainment, Double Dose Entertainment, Bonafide Management, and we all have branched out now, and we're doing our own different entities as bosses. So you don't really see us all collectively together like we used to in the last 4 or 5 years, because we were concentrating on Bun's last albums that he put out, which was I was a part of those albums on production as well, and a couple of artists on my label. And after that, then I put out an album called SRM, Streets of Minds, which is on Apple Tunes, Apple iTunes, and Apple all digital floor mats right now today. It's attached to King of Watts movie, the soundtrack.
Okay. Man, you gotta have to send some artists up here, man. Send some artists to us.
It's funny you say that, because today I was supposed to have my young artist with me that I just signed up out of Rashonda, Texas, right outside of Houston, Roshane, Texas. Roshane, Texas, young new 5, man. But unfortunately, some personal things came up, so he's not here with me today, but he was supposed to be here, man. Definitely, man.
We locked in, so, you know what I mean, send whoever, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All they got to do is say Big Cap sent me. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
Yes,
They good.
Yes,
you know
sir.
What I'm
Yes, sir, man.
Man, so what can people expect of you? What should people be looking out for next from Big Cap, man?
Oh, man, definitely film, movies. Off top, movies. I'm about to do explosive web series. I really don't want to go into depths, but Texas, just know Texas, we got something for y'all too. We've been behind the scene, and I've been hollering at my cats. Dante is kind of memory clouded right now, but I kind of ran it by him on the phone. But yeah, we got some shit in store, man. I got a great big idea for Texas, man, specifically Fort Worth, man, and Arlington and Dallas, based on because the gang aspect and the gang culture that has been adapted, and then shit trickling on down to cities like Houston, H-Town, of course, Atlanta. Just put it like this, man. It's going to be some of the biggest shit on TV.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just be looking out for my movie, The Truth 2022. It's coming out, my movie, Truth. Shout out to my team, man. Dada, Dawu Sherrills, A.K. Dada from Jordan Downs, A.K. Big Snipe Dog, man. Snipe, Dwayne Holmes, man, from the PJs. Myself, of course, we executive producer of the movie. Drew Backrack, which is the director / executive producer. The rest of my producers, the team. My attorney, man, my Jew boy attorney, man. Hey, where you at? All 3 cameras. You already know how we do it, man. Yeah, shout out to my attorney, man. Yeah, man. Nino Cappuccino, man. We in the building, man. But and also, man, go follow me, man. Go push that like, subscribe button, man. Rules of Engagement, man. YouTube channel, Rules of Engagement, man. Push that like, share, subscribe button, man. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. And remember my motto, man. For the people, by the people, to the people. I am here to inspire before I expire. Legendary shit. Let me quote it for you again. Inspire before expire. Legendary shit, man. Rules of Engagement 2021. Live. Tap in with my man Dante. Fucking on the soils of Texas, man. Arlington, that is, baby. We right here, man. Watts. We are taught to fucking survive.
And it's like that Tap In podcast. Holla.